Okay, so for some reason my comfort place is on the floor. That's always been a thing with me. I don't know, maybe it's the depression. You just, curl up in a ball kind of thing, come back to like square one. Anyways, I have been asked many times how I make a lot of the different things that I post. And I've had people say, well, with the explosion of social media and all that, why don't you make craft videos? Okay, there is a reason. It's not the self confidence, which is a huge reason. And another one of my cats. Good job. Good job, Houdini. Why don't you disappear? Okay. Anyways, so one reason, of course, like self confidence, I struggle with that. And body image, all the scary things most women deal with, and even some guys, which they don't really talk about much. Um, but the other big reason is because when I craft, I'm this crazy crafty cyclone, and I honestly don't think I've ever started a project and it went the way I pictured, unless I'm sewing. If I'm sewing like a garment or something specific, even if it's one that I made myself, designed and everything, that ends up where it should be. But when I'm making like mixed media crafts, no, it is never ever what I intend it to be. I have tried making the same Mardi Gras gnome for a friend of mine, and every single time I've started it, it's turned into something else. So, Exhibit A. Does this look like a Mardi Gras gnome? Stop it, Houdini. You're just out. Oh, okay. She never ever wants pets, by the way. Never. Never ever wants pets. But today. Well, hey, maybe these videos will help both of us. Cool. Great. Ah, yes, Aurora. Awesome. Yes. So, does this look like a Mardi Gras gnome? No. It's a dragon. It's a dragon. It's not a Mardi Gras gnome. That's how it started. It was supposed to be a Mardi Gras gnome. He is filled with broken Mardi Gras beads. My giant stash from cleaning up the streets after the Mardi Gras parade outside of my apartment complex makes everything. Well, a lot of things that I make. So anyways, his base, his little nesty thing, look, he's got his little dragon lair nest, was one of these. The things that like no one wants, that they love to throw because I think they're like, ooh, I can hit people and it's not gonna hurt or sue me, but most people don't get them. Like they'll pick them up like if they have dogs, or hopefully to like entertain their kids in the backyard when they've had enough after a long day. I don't know. I have cats, not kids, and as you can tell, they're a similar handful. They just cry differently. So, anyways, that's his nest. I wrapped brown yarn around it so it would look nesty, and then I gave him magical things. So, I had to make him a book, which then, of course, I'm afraid of fire, but I do have candles because candles are nice. So I used matches to singe the edges of the paper of the book I made, and he's got his little seashell of gems because every good dragon has gems. It's their stash. And then we have this lovely little like smoky potion bottle and some old Halloween decorations that I got super cheap afterwards, in like the dollar, which is now the $3 bin at Target. So and his wings, excuse me, Rory, his wings, deco mesh. I did not intend for this to be a thing. So, oh, and yeah, and of course, gems for eyes. Every good crafter has to have their rhinestones, fake rhinestones, and their doodads and whatnots. But again, how am I supposed to make a video about this when this was not what it was supposed to be? His body, again, filled with broken Mardi Gras beads. He is a remnant I got at a fabric store. There's little bits of like the styrofoam floral stuff that they stick on everything. Every fake floral has these silly little styrofoam bead things, and they're really kind of useless until you figure out that there's like other uses for them that are not this. So of course he's got some to look like little berries. But again, I did not know it was going to be this thing. So I can't really like show how I made it, but I thought, well, I could kind of gather the stuff I used and talk about it, and maybe that would give other people ideas and be a lot easier to explain when people actually ask how I made something versus me trying to reply to a comment or a message and explain it, because as goofy as I am explaining in like 3D real life, trying to text it is worse. So anyways, dragon, which we're gonna set up there because maybe then the cats will be less excited. So, okay, attempt number 1, dragon, not Mardi Gras gnome. Attempt number 2, actually a Mardi Gras gnome, but not at all the gnome that, again, I was picturing making or had tried before. So again, we go back to our giant bag of Mardi Gras debris, as it were, and this is what came out. Here we go. Ah, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Stand up. I know, we had a lot to do that day. This is the gnome that came out. So, to explain how this Rollin' with My Gnomie came about is his entire body is filled with Mardi Gras beads. No, you have to let go of the yarn. I have to show the people. Thank you. Okay. So, his body is filled with broken Mardi Gras beads and made out of a pair of children's leggings. Well, one leg of children's leggings that I got at Goodwill because on 50% off day, this was $1. And I can't really get the right color or the right stretch of fabric for cheaper anywhere. So that is what we did. But that made his body and his hat. Thank you. Yep, thank you. Welcome back. That made his body, which we can show you. Look, he's got a little body. He's got a little, you can see he's got a little beanie booty there, but they're beads. But that's how we made his body. Okay, so Muppet-like nose. Egg. It's a 6-pack of eggs that I got at the craft store after Easter last year. And I cut part of it for the nose and then used a little piece for his hands, which I delicately molded. And you're rubbing on the stand holding my camera up. We're not having an earthquake in Mississippi, I swear. So anyways, that became his visible body parts, as it were. Egg. His hat, which I tried to make, I was gonna make one of the 3-point jester hats. Sorry to all my Ren Fair friends that know what that's called. I'm sorry, I don't. The jester hat, or fool hat, however that goes. It's a cat thing. We like the 4. Anyways, so it came out as a 2.1, which I stuffed with some inexpensive larger pom-poms that I got at Dollar Tree. His little sign that he is holding up, Rollin' with My Gnomies, because you roll out for Mardi Gras. Anyways, I like puns and dad jokes. I'm sorry. If you hate them, you will never like any of my videos if I make more of these. Okay, thank you. We're probably not going to make more of these if I actually post this, FYI, because cats. So, anyways, that's how we made his hat. The little fleur-de-lis that's on his hat was a broken ring, again, from the parade. This little doodad here is, of course, it's one of the Mardi Gras bracelets, which the friend that I'm sending this to can choose to wear or leave on the Gnomie, whatever. But I got sidetracked when she went through the screen again to talk about the sign. It's a wooden skewer. You get like 100 of them at Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree for all the people from the craft group that were angry about that. Inflation happens, sorry. Anyways, and his little sign was one of those that you can get that's on like the little baby clothespins that you can clip on things. If you grow seedlings inside, you can get them to designate what seed is what, you know, parsley, basil, you know how that goes. So that's his little sign. His beard is sachet yarn. This was a huge fad a few years ago. I know because I sold so many skeins of this stuff. and people sold them for a lot of money when they were marketed as something easier for people that didn't do a lot of crocheting and inexpensive craft. But as you use it, it pulls out and ruffles, makes one of those ruffle scarves. I, however, find huge bags of them at Goodwill a lot of times because people are like, yeah, the fad's over, we're not doing this anymore, or it was Granny's closet that they got gifted and, you know, they're trying to get rid of it. I get it. This was like LSU colors, so it has like a dark purple or black, I couldn't really tell, and that golden yellow and the purple. I cut out just the purple parts, made him his beard. Now, his little boots, which you may not be able to see, especially if the cat's walking in front of the screen again. Oh, why don't I just do that? I might not be a smart person. I'm smart about other things, I swear. So anyways, his little boots. This is something that they talk about in the gnome groups. Is the little baby booties. You can get them at Dollar Tree. You get 6 for $1.25. A lot of people get the stretchy gloves that they have, the fuzzy ones, and you stick them in the fingers and then hot glue the inside in, and you have little fuzzy boots like Uggs, gnome Uggs. Please don't sue me for saying Uggs. I don't really know if there's like trademark issues or anything. So anyways, so yes, moving right along. I do not have those gloves because they're more expensive than they used to be. So again, another skein of that sachet yarn that I just wrapped around and glued on the little booty so that he could have sparkly gnome boots for his Mardi Gras festivities. Gotta have bling. That's Mardi Gras is bling, apparently. Do people still say bling? Anyways, so yeah, that's what his little feet are. Now, to make the rest of him, which I'm going to try and tilt him and show you, I took one of the necklaces that had like the Mardi Gras coins built in because they were going to be the right size versus using the big coins, doubloons that they throw out that are super cool and people don't really like them, but I like them. They make little jingly noises. Again, cat, niffler, pick up the random doodads, whatever. Anyways, so I put some of those on, and as far as his little teeny gnome-sized necklaces, these are like the old-timey Mardi Gras necklaces. No one wanted them. They're not shiny enough. But I picked those up because there were a ton of them, and when my family lived in Louisiana, that was the Mardi Gras beads back in the 80s. So anyways, I liked it for that, and because there were smaller beads on there, I was able to cut the small sets off because it was one where it like variegates in size. So just the small ones were used to make his little necklaces. Cat. And then, of course, he has to have a king cake. Now, the king cake was fun to make. Which I'm going to tilt it and try not to break him. You can kind of see the king cake. There we go. The king cake I made out of, these are in the scrapbook section at Hobby Lobby. Again, I don't know if you're allowed to say stuff like that, but the few craft videos I've seen, they talk about where the things are and how much they are. But this is Paper Studio. They're little donuts, right? So I took one of the white ones, which you can't really see. You can kind of see it in the back because I used the other white ones. So that's why you can't see it. And there's only chocolate ones left. And I used my side cutters to cut off the sprinkles, and then I used my fine tip Sharpies and colored the green and purple and yellow sprinkles to look like the sugar, and then I cut a little piece of lace and put it on a flat wooden button that has a spider web on the other side, but you don't need to know it's a Halloween bead button. And made him a little platter for his king cake. So that is the Mardi Gras gnome. And again, I did not intend for it to be a thing that looked like this. You know, he's got the little 2 hat on here. He's got the little 2 hat on, you know, and stuff. So I did not intend for him to look like that. So I couldn't really do a video explaining all of that. So, again, I find a lot of use in what a lot of people might call trash. I always used to feel like it was kind of like an inner issue of mine, like everything has a purpose, and repurposing, recycling, and feeling like the throwaway part. Like, I am the pizza crust of life before pizza crust was made into awesome things so that people wouldn't just throw it away. So I'm basically that mid-90s craze where they started making pizza crust really awesome so people would eat that too or be as excited about it. I feel like that's what I do. That's my crafting, is the mid-90s pizza crust explosion of awesome. So, which is funny. Everyone that really, really knows me knows how allergic I am with my food allergies. I can't have pizza, so making pizza jokes is great. I got a Christmas sweater that was a cat with pizza, because I'm that person. So, anyways, if this was fun, cool. If it was annoying, I'm really sorry. I'm taking kind of like a self-help course to work on my self-confidence and learning ways to communicate better and finding my own way in life again, because I keep making the same mistakes or getting really down on myself, and everyone that loves me and tries to be supportive, they're like, you're awesome, you're great, that's great. You all see something that I can't see myself. Most of us are that way. Most of us can't see ourselves the way other people see us, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. You know, like the guy that doesn't know he's the giant jerk, or the girl that talks way too much about how awesome she looks. That hurts a lot of us because we don't look as awesome. Just saying. But you can say it's humble, but it's more like I don't feel as awesome as the people that I see around me. So maybe I'll be able to work on that for the people that get angry at me for not seeing my own self-worth. And if you are like that, we're friends for a reason. I'll just say that. We're friends for a reason. But again, if you guys kind of like seeing this, guys and gals, because just saying guys, that was like a big thing in the olden days. You don't say guys because there's gals and guys and cats and dogs and all the things. Hi, I identify as cat. So, if you like it, I'll try and make some more once I kind of figure out how I can kind of line this up and maybe not have the cats in and out. I have a door, which I could close to keep them out, but then they'll just scratch at the door, and then all of a sudden you'll see this like creepy reaching paw, and I really don't want to feel like here's Johnny and I'm having this, you know, like horror movie moment, because I don't need that in my life. But I hope this was kind of fun. Just for anyone that does craft that I'm friends with that asks how I do all the things, I'm a mess. I run around my house when I craft and go, how can I do this or that? And dig through all my bags of craft things. Being a craft store, fabric store manager for, 8 years, it kind of does a thing to someone and they have a stash. And then when they have friends that retire or move away and they don't want to take their stash with them, they get gifted more, which is awesome. Shout out to Miss Carol, by the way, for doing that back in Florida. I still have a ton of your fabric and I still use it a lot. So, yeah. Also, if there is anyone that doesn't partake in the Mardi Gras stuff, but they kind of like the things that I've used, if you are in an area that does Mardi Gras, like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, if you go to Goodwill's after Mardi Gras, a lot of people donate their stuff, and you can get the ice bags, they call them, full of Mardi Gras doodads and beads and stuff. So just think outside of the craft aisles. You never know what you might find. A lot of people already know to check out thrift stores and stuff, but that's kind of that's how he came about. And our little momentary lapse and I was gonna show you the dragon again and instead knock the camera down. So we'll just leave that as a, you know, end scene. Bye.